So, in part 6, we're still talking about access points. We're going to talk about where to place your access points in a building. And as I said, how do you know where to place your access points? Well, basically, you need enough access points to give each area coverage. And by coverage, I mean that in any area in your building that requires coverage, you have a signal strength of at least negative 70 decibels and a signal to noise ratio that's greater than 20. You might have you might have better than that. You might have your access right next to your access point. Your signal might be minus 30, but it has to be at least minus 70 everywhere. And there can be a little bit of overlap, which we will talk about later. So, what I mean by that is, here's my access point, and if I go, let's say, a few meters away, my signal strength is, let's say, 30 decibels. And if I get even further away from the access point, now my signal is 70 decibels, which is much weaker. This is we call this a cell. So this cell is a coverage area for this access point, because everywhere in a circle, in the outer circle, we are at our maximum signal. Beyond that, we have no useful signal. That's assuming even that the signal to noise ratio is high enough. If we have a high noise here, then we might even decrease the size of the cell. But yeah, from the AP to the edge of the outermost circle, we call that the cell. And so we do want to have some overlap between two different cells. In this case, well, we decided to install our second AP out here in the woods or wherever, and there's no overlap, and we have this huge area in the middle that's got no overlap whatsoever, and that's gonna be a problem for our user. He's sitting out here at his desk, and neither AP is giving him the coverage that he needs. He's got a very, very lousy signal, and that means that his internet's gonna be slow. And it's not really gonna be slow. What's happening is it's not actually communicating. That's a much more complicated topic that we're not going to cover exactly what's happening to him. He might need a psychiatrist. But, so what do? Well, what you do is you've installed your first AP, and you know where your cell is, and your next AP gives you a little bit of coverage, and they say like about 20%, whatever that means. And so how much cell overlap do you need? Well, they say 20%, but you need to talk to the manufacturer. And so your next AP overlaps with the first two, and your next one overlaps, and your next one overlaps. And hopefully Olympics won't sue me for making their logo out of APs, but we'll never know. So you can see we've got some overlap everywhere. And that's okay. Now, what's really important here is overlap creates interference, because now these APs overlap, so in the coverage area, they're both yammering away, and your user is getting bombarded from signals from two or more APs, and that's not good. So you have to change the channel on each AP so that every AP has a different channel from a neighboring AP. And the reason is now they're on slightly different frequencies, and they're not interfering with each other. And you do that for the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz frequencies.